fresh smell of mud and a lot of creativity around me. Well, I'm at the Orchids International School today, the Panatur branch, and I'm just in awe of the labs that they have. Before I take you through all of that, you must have a look at the basic stats. This school is a CBSE school that's located just off Panatur Main Road. They have from pre-nursery all the way until grade 10. They are a huge 2-acre campus, huge for the city limits that they are in because they're just off the bustling area of Panatur Main Road where it's in between the IT hub. And the school is quite calm, though it's not today because they have a Khel Mahotsav going on and there are about I think crazy amount of students coming from all the branches. So except today, I think it's mostly a peaceful branch. Big enough, huge sports ground, beautiful labs. I've got so much to show you around today. Before that, just have a look at the field. Talk about the school quadrant. Well, we at Candid Schools would like to put orchids into new age and mainstream category. Now, what is new age? So, we categorize a school as a new age school if it has these three things: modern curriculum, student centric, and the facilities. So, based on these three things, we put it there. Now, modern curriculum. This school has, what are they teaching other than just the regular syllabus, right? Regular board syllabus. They also have, financial literacy, where the kids are learning about stocks, shares, and Bitcoin. They are talking about, robotics, coding. Coding is starting from grade 1, So it starts from there. So there's a lot of digital literacy that they're building. So entrepreneurship programs. So there's a machine outside the school which is actually, recycling paper because a school uses a lot of paper, right? Especially during exams. So what happens is all the waste papers or maybe all the previous, maybe 10 years old question papers and, answer papers that are there of students that are passed out or, many of those waste papers that are not required are all recycled and, they're all done by the students, of course. And then, they're all recycled and they're turned into handmade paper and then they're used by the school again, which is again, I think these are the stepping stones of where you can get into entrepreneurship, just how you can start thinking of, making this a better place, making this world a better place, right? So that's modern curriculum for you. I think when it comes to student-centric approach, things like having a sports program that they have, this is very Orchids-like, right? Because I've been visiting a lot of Orchid schools and this is one of their trademark stuff, which is the sports program. Which is basically you have a special educator who comes to these classrooms and there's so many underlying issues, when it comes to a kid, right? Because in this modern day, you cannot scold or beat a kid and that's looked down upon. That's not a way that you teach a kid, right? Because there's always a reason behind why a student or a kid reacts or behaves in a certain way, and that's exactly what they do. They go behind the scene to understand, what is the underlying issue. So they discuss that in the class. They even have one-on-one interactions. So it's not just about academics and intelligence and knowledge. It's also about the emotional health, which I really think is a great thing that they're doing. The third thing is the facilities. I'm in awe of their lab. I mean, it's one of the most beautiful labs that I've seen. I mean, the Orchids branches itself, whether it's their pottery lab, whether it's their pastry lab, the weaving lab. I mean, it's just really beautiful. You must come to see it to believe it. So because of all these beautiful, facilities that they have, this gets categorized into a new age school. Mainstream, again, we classify a school into mainstream if it follows the usual board. So this follows the CBSE curriculum. It's affiliated to the CBSE board. And also, it doesn't come under any niche category of schools. Like, for example, it's not a sports school or it's not like an arts or a tech school. So we classify that into mainstream school. That's why Orchids is in our new age mainstream category. Let's also quickly talk about the fees. Alright. So for we have pre-nursery to grade 10. For pre-nursery, this fees is starting anywhere between 90K, right? Pre-nursery starts at 90K. I'm talking to you about the basic fees. And then we increase that to 1.78 for grade 10, right? So if you look at 90K to 1.7 um, um, K, we are looking at so much of value that's given in this. It is it's totally a value for money school. We like to put it in our high value for money category school. The kind of labs that you're getting, the kind of facilities, you get a 3D, you get to have digital printing, the kind of exposure that your kid can get, whether it is in terms of life skills like, pottery, digital printing, 3D printing, weaving, growing plants, meaning horticulture. They have like terrace gardening here, whether it is, sports, whether it's academics in terms of international participation, going to Japan. So you have the kind of exposure that your kid is going to get in these 10 years is immense. And, for a chain of schools, to be able to, maintain that standard in every single school, I think is really amazing. So this branch is definitely a value for money branch, Orchid Kanatu. Let's talk about the goal of the school. Well, from whatever I spoke to the principal, I spoke to the coordinators, and from all of that, I think I've made my mind that they really want to build the personality of the kids. And how do you build the personality of the kid? Personality means having opinions. And how do you have an opinion on anything? If you have exposure. Okay? I mean, that's my way of thinking of how they want to get this done. So, how do you give exposure? By just giving them access to everything possible in their school days, you know? So, once you have an opinion, once you have the exposure, then you exactly know where you want your career to be headed towards, or maybe what kind of a hobby you want. And this what makes you as a person, right? So, whether it is like robotics lab, whether it is, arts and crafts, whether it is, sports, academics, whether it is, cracking, competitive exams, or whether it is just, music, dance, or, theater. They just want to ensure 3D printing, digital printing, you name it, or even entrepreneurial skills, right? Like paper making or something from the scratch that you're learning, or maybe even coding. It's just a wide variety of things that they want them to have exposure to, so that by the time you finish school, you exactly know where you want to land up, whether it is your hobby or whether it's your career. And I think that's a fantastic idea, that this is the goal of this school. All right, let's talk about the USP of the school. I have raved enough about the labs, so that definitely is the top USP of the school. Their premium lab facilities. It's not just PCB labs that they have, or dance labs or music labs. They have, pottery, weaving, pastry. They have, DIY labs, robotics, coding. So many labs. They definitely make it to the top. And all of these premium labs are very, very unique to orchids. That have a lot of hands-on experience for the kids. Digital printing, paper making. Paper making is my second thing on the list for USP. USP number 2, paper making here. So much of paper waste that they have in the school. They have a machine here that actually recycles all this paper and turns it into handmade paper. And the students do this all by themselves, of course, with a little bit of guidance. They learn the process of making it, dyeing, pressing, doing all of the processes all by themselves, which, give that sense of, giving back to the society, also in terms of having an initiative in the school. So all these high school students do this. So that's definitely something very unique. Having a machine here, in the school is something so unique to the school. Third thing is, I love the big amphitheater that this branch especially has. I mean, that's where they have all their assemblies, all their events taking place. Usually it's like this closed auditorium that most schools have, but this has a beautiful amphitheater, which has a crazy amount of students right now because there's Khel Mahotsav happening here. So there are hundreds of students there. I mean, I just love the vibe of this place already. USP number 4. So definitely their unique sports arena. Well, they have their usual things, which is their football, basketball, chess, etc. But when it comes to pre-primary, that is the nursery, they have wall climbing activities, rope activities, hanging, all of these activities for them. And that area looks super fantastic as well. They also have collaborations for after-school activities, with proper training institutions like Baichung Bhutia for football and Anju Bobby George for athletics, visit chess, all these top names. So this is like the kind of exposure, the kind of training, and the kind of academics that this school has is truly exceptional. Alright, so if you're a parent who's looking to enroll your kid into pre-primary, meaning pre-nursery, nursery, kindergarten, then this segment would be very beneficial because we're going to highlight the most important parts about the pre-nursery. Alright, so when it comes to pre-nursery, we are looking at interactive kits. So interactive kits is one of the main USPs of ORCIDS. Whenever you get your books uniform, you also get your interactive kits. Each student is given a kit, and based on this kit, they actually learn the core concepts that way. They have a kit for literacy, numeracy, art and craft. They have it even for EVS. So they use all these kits to, which has like tools to actually understand the core concepts. So it's very hands-on that way. And using these kits, even the kids, find it very easy to learn the concepts. So this is one important thing. The second thing is when it comes to pre-primary, they have a sports arena dedicated in the school, which is, where they can do wall climbing, ropes, hanging, and all of these activities that actually, get them. It's very unique to this school. I don't even see it in many other branches of ORCIDS also. I think in very few branches they have that. So that's another thing. They also have DIP books. Now, DIP books meaning they are actually books in which the core concept of whatever they're teaching, let's say they're teaching numbers, all of these things are written in a story format so that they can understand the core concepts in a very relatable way. Instead of just teaching the number 2, if you can actually, take them through a story where there is an importance of that number, and through that they're understanding what that number is, then that's a very easy way of, understanding. And whenever somebody talks about it, they can relate to it. So that is one more thing. They even have I think exclusive reading periods, like we were seeing in the classrooms today. So they have like exclusive reading periods. Other than that, they have their dance classes, where they learn their dance. They also have circle time. This is also a very unique thing to ORCIDS. So, I mean, when it comes to pre-primary, the kids have very less focus time and they're most of the times distracted. I mean, even the older kids are also pretty distracted. But in most schools, in our generation itself, right? So, but when it comes to Tiny Tot, they have the first few minutes of the class wherein they have the circle time where there's an activity that is circulated to all the teachers, and they actually engage the kids in that activity. Through that, they get their concentration, and then start teaching them all these core concepts. So when it comes to pre-primary, a lot of it is happening, but most important thing is they start public speaking in the nursery class. I mean, nothing can beat that. They have 3 volumes in which the first volume they're talking about, picking a topic and then you're talking about it, right? Maybe my mother, and then they have to just say 2 lines about it. But then in the second volume, they're given like an object, maybe the globe, maybe it's a little too much for a tiny dot. Maybe something like an eraser, a pencil, or my home or something like that. And then in the third, they're actually given images like a cat or a dog, that they can recognize, and then just have to try speaking two lines in front of their entire class. So they start public speaking right here, and it goes all the way until 10th grade where they're making presentations in front of their parents. So that's a huge thing. When it comes to fees, pre-primary starts at 90,000 and it goes all the way up to 1.17. I need to have these stats right. So it goes from 90K to 1.17 for kindergarten 2. So I hope this information is good enough for you. If not, there are some more information mentioned in the blog. So please do go to the pre-primary section in the blog and please do check out for more details. All right, let's talk about primary. So if you're looking at enrolling your kid into the primary classes between 1 and grade 5, grade 1 and grade 5, then this video are the highlights of what happens in the primary classes. Well, the interactive kits that I've been talking about here in the primary, for the primary students, they are giving math, robotics, and science, interactive kits. Where now it gets one notch higher. It's not just basic kits; they get into the core subject. They have all the labs coming into picture, and they have many more labs as well. They have astronomy, pottery, the pastry, which is your dry art lab, right? The wet art lab is your pottery lab. Then you have terrace gardening, which is your horticulture. Then you have your DIY labs, all your PCB labs, right? All of these robotics, coding, all of these labs actually start dance, music, theater, of course. I mean, there are so many labs, I can't even remember to name them for you. But all of these start from grade 1. I think only astronomy and DIY start from grade 3 onwards. So all of these start for you at grade 1. Then you have Soch, which is their emotional, the programs in which they help the emotional well-being of the kid, and also address behavioral issues of the kids, and everyday issues that happen in the school. This is a dedicated period which has like a curriculum and a lesson plan also, where the special educators come and talk to the kids and do one-on-one sessions with the kids. So that starts from grade 1, which is very, very important. It starts with things like good touch, bad touch, all these basic concepts. They also have robotics. No, what am I saying? They also have. All right, so if you're getting your kids enrolled into any of the secondary grades, meaning grade 6 to 10 onwards, then there are this video will really help you get a highlight of what's happening here in the secondary grades. So first, most important thing that's happening is the focus is now shifting, not just in balance of academics and extracurriculars like it is until the 6th grade. Now they try and focus more towards academics, because they got to prep the kids towards competitive exams, and that's where actually they have this OCFP faculties who come into play, meaning ORCID Career Foundation Program. So in this they actually have IIT graduates and IIT postgraduates who are training the kids here in math, science, and maths, physics, and chemistry, wherein they're teaching them the labs. I mean, who more qualified than IIT graduates, right? And I mean, the whole idea is to just help them, get softly trained for competing in these exams, like competitive exams. So they're, the whole idea is to train them, soft train towards them. They don't want them to get trained outside the school or have any time off the school timings to dedicate to cracking all these competitive exams later on. So they want to train them within the school hours. So this is that OCFP. Again, they also have all the labs, robotics, and maybe Let's talk about the positives about this school. Now, when I'm talking about ORCIDS, I think ORCIDS has a number of positives, a number of USPs. You can, read in our blog in detail about all the USPs, about all things positive about the school. 2-3 things that I personally really like, and I also went through all the reviews that the parents have given, that you have given, on the Just Dial platforms, on social media, on other review platforms. And some common ones were, I think parents really like their curriculum, because they have subjects like IDP, which is their interdisciplinary subject, wherein they teach social and science together. For like grades 3rd to 5th, I guess, they teach social and science together, and they're not taught in the traditional way, right? They talk about it using like events and like natural things that happen, and so that it's very, very relatable for the kids. It's not like it's not like how we studied social and science. It's more with respect to the happenings, the events, how the universe was formed. There's something which has history and which has science together. So it's like integrated into one subject. which is something that's totally unique and totally positive. That's a super positive thing about the school. Secondly, if I'm talking about things like, actually, I've also read that many parents really like the books that are designed, like the textbooks. They are actually designed by orchids themselves. Like they don't have any other people developing their books or putting the content together. They designed their own books, and parents really were raving about the books, and they really love those books. Another thing that's super impressive is that the school also participates in a lot of international events. Recently, I think they had this Decathlon event, wherein I think they had more than 11 countries. Students from 11 different countries who came here from Sri Lanka, Malaysia, etc. And then they participated in an event here, and even the Panatur branch is also a part of that international event. So I mean, just imagine the kind of exposure that your kids are getting, talking to kids from Sri Lanka, Malaysia. This happens in a truly international school, right? So where does it happen in mainstream schools that you get to talk to kids from Sri Lanka or Malaysia, right? So that's, I think, truly impressive. And I think there was one kid that went from this school to Japan on some immersive program. So I think the kind of exposure that you can get is immense. Other than that, of course, the school campus looks amazing. They have a huge football ground. They have everything that you can get in a 2-acre campus. I mean, it's actually surprisingly very quiet. Though there are a lot of, it's like on the most busiest road, Panatur main road, but it still happens to be quite calm, nice, and green actually. So that's a lot about the school that's positive. So you have to come visit it to have a look at it yourself and experience it. Talk about negatives. Well, I've done my homework. I have read through most of the reviews that the parents have dropped on different multiple social media platforms, Google, etc. And here are the top 4 concerns that I read about. Which I came and I asked the officials in the school, the principal, the coordinator, and and wanted to know their feedback, their take on the reviews and what they've been doing about it. So number 1 was the transportation. In terms of reaching the school on time, reaching their home on time. So the transportation was one of the main things that the parents had written about. And yes, it is true. Reaching this school can be a difficult task because it's on the most busiest road. It's on the IT. It's amongst the IT park. I mean, it looks up to looks up to being in the startup ecosystem. So there are so many companies in the vicinity, which also makes it a difficult place to commute to because there's a lot of traffic in the morning. And which is also one of the major problems because Panatur railway bridge also has a lot of traffic jam, which also makes it difficult for even parents to pass. But again, they have a fleet of buses. They have about, I think, 16, 17 buses that are running all around the city, and they try as much to keep up with the time. I think even they've taken some measures to ensure that all these bus drivers are all in-house. They're all trained here, including the maids, including the GPS, just to ensure that no matter what, the parent is satisfied that the kid is safe and at all times monitored. Even though maybe they're stuck in a traffic jam, but yeah, I mean that's native to Bangalore. If you want your kid to be in the place where more is where IT is happening, then I think this is a slight drawback that you will have to see. Second thing I think was around the teachers, constant changing of teachers. So when I was asking about them, why were these teachers changing? So I think they were telling me something around the lines of the reviews are mostly around having the teacher change between say grade 2 to grade 3. The entire set of teachers changes because the subjects also change. So if there's a parent who requires the teacher to be the same from say grade 2 to grade 6, or for 4 5 years to remain the same, that is something that they won't be able to do, because we have a variety of kids and a variety of subjects to cater to. So they really cannot have that same teacher interaction, though the teachers are really warm. I was just talking to them, so your child might get super attached to them, but I don't think they'll be able to kind of have the same teacher going ahead for 4 5 years. So I think that is something they cannot have. Other than that, I don't think there's much like a lot of exits from the school, or not having a conducive environment for the teacher or something, because there haven't been that many exits. And even in terms of regular stuff, like because they have a lot of female staff, they only have female staff. That's one of the USPs of Orchid. So it could be like maternities, or marriages, or transfers, or something like that. And the other negative part was communication issue, wherein the parents' query was not very very actively answered. And when I was asking the management about this, they said that they've actively started WhatsApp groups and a portal where the parents can actually raise a ticket. So whenever the ticket is raised, then it's obviously taken care and resolved in a very timely and proper fashion. So I think they are taking as much as measures to ensure that all these tiny teething issues are taken care of. Other than that, I don't think there's something huge which adds to the negative of this place. So that's the negatives for you. Okay, let's talk about their competitors. Now, in the area here, I think their three biggest competitors are Vidya School, then they have NPS here, and then they have New Horizon Gurukul. These are their closest competitors in the area. Now, if you talk about Vidya, it looks like they're very similar, right? Because they're a chain of schools, and they're also CPSC affiliated. So they look like they're very similar. But actually, to be very frank, if you look at, they have a few extra points that make this much more desirable. Especially, I think the ground facility, having like huge sports facilities, whether it is even these labs, and these premium labs that they have, which mostly, if not Vidya, most schools don't have, right? Whether it is their transportation also. I think Orchids here have their own in-house, buses. They all own their buses, and I think they have like a vendor. So also like, the security aspect of it, and they're all trained. The maids are all trained in-house. So that also, there's a huge security factor that comes with that. Having like all female, staff also adds a lot to the security. So in that way, I think this is way more, desirable there. Secondly, in terms of New Horizon and NPS, both those schools are very academic oriented, I guess. Where here there's a lot of like balanced kind of a curriculum where you're doing everything that there is to do, right? So that is another thing. Also, I think New Horizon Gurukul is also pretty niche school, because they have like dedicated periods where the kids are taught Bhagavad Gita, again, more towards spirituality, more towards Indianism, just like maybe Sri Ravi Shankar School. So that's also a niche school. So it's totally not in the category that our school is in. We are a mainstream school. So it's not really a competition there then. So this is the landscape. This is how the competition looks like. Alright, it's verdict time. Well, Orchids International Panathu. Now this branch has it all, trust me. Whether it is, these amazing labs, I'm a big fan, especially of the pastry lab, their dry lab, where they learn weaving and, all of those skills. It just looks fantastic. Pottery labs, DIY labs, horticulture, dance. I mean, the list is never ending. So, they have it all, whether it is, the robotics, coding, that aspect of the things, whether it is IIT trained staffs, who are coming and teaching you for your competitive exams, for your basic core subjects like math, science, and physics and chemistry, whether it is the female staff and the security that is in concern, or whether it is just having a chain of schools that have proved their mark and been there for ages now. This school is really amazing. It was founded in 2019, and this school has since then, have so many positive reviews that the parents have, and I've gone through the reviews, positives and the negatives. Yes, there are a few negatives, that there is a lot of traffic in and around this area, but it's also a matter of pride to kind of grow up in a school that is part of the IT hub of the city, right? Belandur is the IT hub, and it's all around. We have IT parks that are surrounding this, also giving like a feel for the students to look up to, where they want to get to in this IT city, Bangalore. So yes, there are a few negatives. The fees goes from for 90,000 in your pre-nursery all the way up to 1.78 in your 10th standard. Frankly, very affordable when it comes to the fees for what all you're getting here. Whether it is very hands-on stuff like like paper making or public speaking. They ensure that there's like that 360-degree development. Though I hate saying this word, holistic development for every kid, and it's truly so. To put all of this into a curriculum, just imagine doing all of that on a daily basis, right? It's just so exciting coming to school every single day, and they ensure that this exciting is also streamlined after the sixth standard, more towards academics, more towards focusing towards their competitive exams and all of that, which makes it a really well balanced school. So yes, as I always say, please ensure that you first talk to your kid and understand what are their passions, what are their interests like, because there's always a best fit school for your kid, and there's always a best fit school for your kid. And if their interest aligns with what orchids have in place, then you must visit the school. You must visit the school. You should check out their campus. You should take a school tour to really see what beautifully they have designed in this school. Especially this school has really good laboratories as compared to even their own other branches. So you should definitely come because, as I always say, you have to see it to believe it. Well, thank you so much for being with me here at Orchids Panatur today. And we've gone through their school. Hope you like the review. Please do come down if it's a good fit for you. And I'll see you in the next review video. Thank you.